long time.
Yes, it's been a while.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's been a while. Yeah, what happened to you?
Uh, yes, I prepare for written test.
Mhm. Have you taken any interviews or exams yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes.
Okay, I see. Well, it's nice to see you again.
Yes,
Yeah,
nice to
you're
see you
back.
again. Yeah.
And you have a lot of classes this weekend.
Yes.
Did you join the Buff event or the Sparta event?
No, the reason I make a make many weekend classes is
Mhm.
I have an interview next week.
I see. Finally, you'll be having your interview.
Yes,
You're probably nervous.
very nervous.
Very nervous. Okay, so let's get started then, because you need to practice.
Yes.
Well, what are we having instead? Questions? Interview questions?
Yes, I have some common interview question, and if
Mm-hmm.
a teacher have a question or anything is okay.
Anything would be okay. All right.
Yes, but
Let's start with. Mhm.
I have a question. So
Okay.
yes, which one is better?
Your questions first.
Yes.
All right.
Here is mm, yep.
Okay. So yeah, you sent me six questions. Number
Yes.
one, have you made any mistakes while controlling the airplane?
Uh, in terms of safety, I have never made a mistake while controlling airplane. Since I always try to follow the standard operation rules of flight school, and also there is an instructor next to me all the time when I fly. So I have never made a mistake while controlling airplane.
Okay, very good. Yeah, showing how disciplined you are in following the standard procedure. Okay, being
Yes,
extra careful with your actions would matter because when you're flying the airplane, you have to take care of someone's life. But in this case, you said there is instructor next to me all the time. There is an instructor.
an instructor.
Yes, so
Instructor.
there is an instructor assisting me all the time
Assist me
during the
all the
flight.
time. Assist me all the time.
Hmm.
Yep. Uh,
Assisting me.
assisting.
Okay,
Yep.
let's go to your second question.
Yes.
Why do you think you should be a pilot? Is there any specific reason?
Hmm. First of all, I have dreamed being pilot since my childhood, and I think my personal characteristic fits with being a pilot. Uh, I heard that being a good pilot needs endurance and then well, a good pilot knows how and when to take a command. They should not waste time by hesitating. They just do a proper action uh, when needed to take. So I think my characteristics are fit with those those hmm, yes.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, yes, that's it.
All right. First of all, etc., etc. I have dreamed being
I
a
have
pilot since I
dream.
was young.
Yes,
Uh, you better say I have been dreaming
I have been dreaming.
of
I
becoming a
have
pilot since I was young.
been, yeah, I have been dreaming.
Yeah, because until now, this is your dream, right? That's why you're applying for that position.
Yes,
Because since you were younger, until this time, it's your dream to become a pilot.
yes,
Yeah, so you have to use I have been dreaming. And then being a good pilot means endurance, means having an endurance. A pilot should have an endurance.
yes. Being a pilot means having an endurance.
Yes, etc. Or if you would like to add more, having an endurance, patience, etc. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. All right. And the rest of your answer was actually okay, except that you stopped and didn't continue. So if you don't know what to say anymore, just
Mhm.
stop and don't show that you don't know what to say.
Uh,
Just stop. Okay, that's it. All right.
or is there any proper sentence to express? So that's why I think I am fit with the job. Is there any
Uh,
sentence? That's why yes.
so that's why I believe, not I think. Because when you say I think, it sounds like you're not sure of it. When you say
Uh,
you believe, you have a strong belief that you deserve the position. You can just simply say, "That's why I believe I deserve the position."
I deserve the position. Yes.
Yes. Hmm. Okay, let's go to your third question.
Yes.
And here it is. What do you think about what do you think something about need to be a pilot? What do you think is needed to be a pilot?
Uh, I think being a good pilot needs many things, but the most important thing I think obediation, obediation, because a good pilot always follow the rules, company rules or flying rules. So obedience to the rules would be the first uh, first things to be needed. Uh, first things for the pilot.
Okay, is
Yes,
that it?
yes, that's it.
Let's see. A good pilot needs what was that?
Obedience means obey.
Yeah, obedience, not
Yes,
obediation. It's
uh,
obedience.
obedience.
It came from the word obedient. So when you say obedient, this describes a person who follows. For example, your mom's advices, your parents, your
Yeah,
teachers. You follow other people's orders.
yes,
That's being obedient. Okay.
obedient.
All right. Yeah, or obedience. So,
Obedience.
can you repeat the first part of your sentence?
Yes. Uh, being a good pilot. To being a good pilot, there are many things to be needed. But in my opinion, obedience and obedience, obedience to the rules is the most important things to be for a good pilot.
Okay. So, to being a good pilot.
To being a good pilot.
We don't say to being, just say being.
Yep.
Being a good pilot.
Being a good pilot.
Okay. Being a good pilot needs. Uh, there are many things to be needed. So if you start with if you start your sentence with being a good pilot, and then you it and then it is followed by there, the sentences should be or the sentence should be divided into two.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to remove this word.
Ah,
All
there.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, being a good pilot needs many
Means
things or requires many things.
many things or required
Yes.
many, yeah, or many things, yes. Can I say
Yeah.
needed?
Um, what do you mean?
uh Many things needed to be a good pilot
Many things are needed.
are needed, yes.
Yeah, many things are needed to be a good
Many
pilot, such
things
as,
are
yeah,
needed.
such as, and then you can start mentioning what those things you mean, like being obedient, yeah, having self-discipline,
Some discipline.
okay,
Yes,
yeah, etc.
yes,
All right,
yes.
and then also you mentioned a good pilot always
Always
follow rules.
follow
A good
rules.
pilot always follows rules.
Rules. Rules, not the rules, right?
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, follows. The
Yeah.
word follow should have letter S.
Yes.
Follows rules.
Follows rules because I was confused. The
Mhm.
rules or the a rule. Yes.
Mhm.
Yep. Follows rules. Rules.
Rules.
Follows the rules.
Yes.
Follows rules.
Yes.
Follows rules.
Mhm. Mm. Okay, that's it.
Yes.
Are you ready for the next question?
Yes, I'm ready for the next question.
Okay. We will have question number 4.
Yes.
Here it is. How do you prepare for flight simulator test?
Since I have never experienced the today's flight simulator test. I went to a private simulator center and and practiced about 4 hours. I think it was helpful to take today's test, and I did my best.
Okay, there you go. So you can say, you can mention the steps you took to practice for the flight simulator test, but since you have not experienced,
Yes, yes,
you
I have not
you
experienced.
mean I've never you mean you've never tried it today? What do you mean by that?
Because the test is uh, because applicants get two tests simultaneously.
Okay, I
English
see. As
interview
in,
and yes, test are simulation test.
uh, all right, I see.
Yes,
So you can say you prepared by reading, or whatever you did to prepare. Just
yes,
mention all of them. Okay?
yes. Can I
Yeah.
say I also practice in my home using home device?
Yeah, sure, of
Yes,
course. Anyway, this is just a simple question.
yes,
Um, so you don't worry about mentioning all the things you did to prepare,
yes.
because anyway, it will show how eager you are
Yes.
for this test.
Can I say home device or home gadget?
Yeah,
Yeah, yes, yeah,
home device would be better.
yes. Home device.
Home devices.
Yeah, home devices.
Yes.
Devices.
Okay. And for the number 5 question,
Yes.
what do you think can you contribute to our company?
Uh, yes, I have thought about it before I apply for the company. Uh, I'm still not the proper answer to the question, but I believe I am very flexible to adapt to a new environment so that I can easily adapt for the company for the new job, and after that I will share what I've learned with my coworker and people who around me. And I think my positive and optimistic attitude to all the things can make synergy impact in the company. And I think the most the most I can contribute, the most thing I can contribute to for the company is hard working.
Okay, let's see. I still, I'm still not proper answer to the question. All
It
right,
does not
you.
does not mention yet.
Okay,
Yes.
you can say I still don't have a proper answer to the question. Um, well, yeah, don't say that anymore.
Yes, don't say that.
Don't say that anymore.
I felt
Uh,
it. Yes.
yeah, and the people who around me, the people who are around me, and
People. Yes.
the people around me, or the people who are around me.
The people who are around me, or just to say, people around me.
Yes. Okay. And then, can you repeat the last part of your sentence? I mean, your
Yes.
answer?
Yes. And I think the most thing I can contribute to the company is being a hard working is being a hard worker, and I'm sure I can.
Okay, the most thing. We don't say the most thing. Just say the
Yeah,
biggest.
the biggest. Yes.
Yeah, the biggest thing I can contribute
Country.
to the company is um hard work and is hard work and yeah, blah blah blah. If you have additional answers.
Yes, the biggest thing I can contribute to the company is hard work and positive attitude, blah blah blah.
Okay, yes,
Yes,
and I strongly believe I can, or
I
I
strong,
know I can.
I strongly I strongly believe I can. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
and I think we have another question
Yes.
left, and that's number 6. Have you failed check ride test?
Uh, to be honest with you, yes, I have. It's about landing, and it was my first check ride for private pilot license. After the test, uh, I looked back what I've learned and mis what I made a mistake, and I try to reinforce, revise about the mistake, and I got successful result in the second attempt. I think most all mistakes has meaning. All mistakes are meaningful if he uh, can find something. If he can do something improve throughout the mistake.
If he can do something to improve,
He can.
he
he
can
can do something
do
improve
some improvements, or he
ah
can do some improvements.
some improvement.
Um,
Yes,
Better
throughout
if you
yes,
say if he can make.
yes, throughout the mistake. He can
Yes.
do something improvement throughout the mistake.
Just say if he can make improvements.
If I can make if I can make improvement the the mistake is meaningful has meaning.
Okay. If I can make if I can make improvements, the mistake will be.
Will be the mistake uh, mistake will be meaningful
Okay.
meaningful
Okay.
the mistake will be meaningful.
Yes. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes,
That's
thank you.
it.
Yes.
All right. What other questions are you expecting to receive from the interviewer?
Yes. Actually, I have about 60
60
common,
questions?
yes, 60 questions, but
Wow.
uh, no, 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 I mean, yes. And then, yes, it seems like we have more time to practice. So
Mhm.
I would, if you don't mind,
Mhm.
I would like you to ask me, uh, like a general question. Tell me about yourself, or
Okay, sure. Let's start with that
why do you
question.
apply for our company? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay. So let's start with that question. Tell me something about yourself.
Yes. Uh, First of all, it's an honor having you and having interview chance with you, sir. My name is Brian, and I graduated. And then my name is Brian. After graduated university, I got my first job in Japan as a business as a human resource uh, first job as a human resource manager for about for 5 years, and while I worked in the position, I desire to find something new, something I've been dreaming since childhood, from when I was young, and that's why I decided to change my job career and started to train flight training. I hope yes.
Are you done?
Uh, I cannot come up with a proper closing ment.
Uh,
My name and my major or my previous job experience, and then why I apply for apply for this company, and then closing.
uh, well, it depends on what information you're going to provide next. Yeah, you
Yes.
don't there you don't need the formal closing part because it's only an introduction. So
Yes,
you can
introduction.
actually tell them, or you can mention your strengths, where you graduated, if it's needed. If actually you don't really have to mention that because it's already in your resume. Obviously,
Yes.
the interviewer can read that.
Yes.
Okay, he knows it already. if especially if it's in the front page of your resume,
Yes.
right?
Uh, uh,
Okay.
yes.
Like
Yes.
that.
Yes. By
Okay.
the way, the English interview is not that uh, heavy. I just heard that the interview will take about 10 minutes, and
Mhm.
the interviewer doesn't have the applicant's resume. Just he like to
Oh,
check that the applicant can speak can conversation in
can
English.
have a conversation.
Just have conversation ability in
Mhm.
English, and I yes, I heard that.
Oh, 10 minutes would be really short.
Yes, really short.
Um, yeah.
Just ask some common question
Mhm.
and ask three or four knowledge question and then finish.
Okay, I see. So that's going to be very easy, I guess. Be careful with your introduction then.
Yes,
I can say, "Hi, my name is Brian,
yes.
and etc. etc. I'm blah years old. I graduated from this university.
Yes.
After graduation, don't say after graduated
Ah,
from
yes,
the university. That's wrong.
yes.
You should say after graduating from the university."
After graduating, After graduating from the university, I got my first job in Japan as a human resource. Should I say staff? Human
Mhm.
resource staff
Yes.
or worked in human resource department
Both are
development.
correct. Both are correct.
Both are
Not
correct.
development, department.
Yes.
Yeah, both are correct. So you can say I worked as a human resource staff. I worked in human resource department.
Yes. H HR. I worked as human resource staff, or as I worked in human resource uh, division. Not
Mhm.
division. Ah, de
Department.
department. Yes,
Yeah.
department. I worked
Mhm.
in human resource department. And
Okay.
yeah, and then yeah.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Can you ask me follow-up question about okay how what did you do in HR department?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So what was your can you tell me exactly what an HR staff
Yes.
is doing?
Yes.
What are
Uh,
the
yes.
responsibilities of an
Ye-
HR staff?
yes. I was in charge of manage. Uh, I
Managing?
was in charge. Yeah. Yeah.
I was
I
in charge of managing.
yes. I was in charging of. I was
No, I was
in
in
charge
charge
in charge of
of managing.
managing.
Hmm.
I was in charge of man.
Yeah, I was in charge of managing.
Yes, I was in charge of managing. Mm, I was in charge of managing workers information and calculate workers wage. Can I say managing workers workers information?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, and calculating workers wage.
Calculating, not
Calcul
calculate.
yes, calculating workers wage or salary workers
Hmm.
employees salary.
Both are okay, workers or employees. It doesn't matter. They have the same meaning.
By the way, do you think if I say, I was also in charge of uh, contacting contacting Korean headquarters. I was also in charge of contacting headquarters in Korea
Mm-hmm.
and to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
From
Do,
Japan.
yes. Do you think it's proper mention for my previous working experience? Because I think it sounds a little bit. It is there is a possibility that he may something weird. He may feel something weird because usually HR department does not,
Do that.
yes, do that.
It's
What do you
not a
think?
part of their responsibility. Well, much better if you mention,
Much
because it
better.
shows how flexible you are.
Ah,
Your job or your role in the company this is not confined or limited to only the HR. What an ordinary HR staff is doing. In your
yes,
case, there are other tasks there were other tasks you were able to do, such as communicating with the headquarters in Korea,
yes.
right?
So,
Relaying information, etc.
yes, headquarters in Korea. So I
Hmm.
was also in charge of contacting headquarters in Korea,
The headquarters in Korea.
the headquarters,
Hmm.
headquarters, the headquarters in Korea.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes,
yes,
that's correct. Okay, so can you repeat your answer? I'll give
yes,
you the question again.
yes,
Tell me
yes.
something about yourself. No, not that one. We finished that. The second question is your responsibility. What are your responsibilities as an HR staff?
Yes. In HR department, I was in charge of managing employees' personal information and salaries, and I was also in charge of contacting headquarters in Korea with with the with the company. Yeah.
That's it.
Yes. And then I think I can I can yes I can and I can it's useful my previous job job experience. I mean
Hmm.
improve
It's it's useful for my what do you mean to say? It's gonna you mean it's helpful for my future improvement.
yes I would like to
Mhm.
mention mention about uh clue clue between my previous job and the job I'm applying.
Clue.
Clue means like bridge.
Mm,
Yes,
what?
I did something and it's useful, it's helpful to do what I'm applying.
You mean it is connected to what you are
Ah, yes,
applying
connected
for?
connection. Yes, connection. Yes,
Connection to what you're applying for.
yes.
Okay.
But yes,
Mm,
I'm hesitated. I'm hesitated if I cannot express it very well. In it's better not mention
not to
about
say.
it.
yeah, don't mention it anymore
Yes,
because anyway, the interviewer is only asking what
yes,
your responsibilities were, and it's up to him to connect things
yeah,
or ask another additional question.
yes. I
Okay?
think so. And in my opinion, there is not much relation
Connection.
relation between yes HR staff and airline. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. But it's about knowing how much responsible you were as an
Responsible.
HR staff, okay?
Yes, HR staff.
And you said maybe the interview would only last for about 10 minutes or probably 15 minutes
Yes.
maximum. So don't worry too much. You don't have to push yourself hard. I mean, there are times you can say, that's why I
Ah,
believe I am suitable for this position, but you don't have to mention that often because you will sound too pushy. Okay?
ah,
Yeah. Okay. You can mention that once or twice,
yes.
depending on the question, but don't mention often that you are suitable for the position.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a pressure for me that
Mhm.
I should make an impression and
Mhm.
make a impression that I am eager for the job, and
Mhm.
yes, kind of pressure always yeah, push me.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, there is a perfect timing for that. Of course, I'm sure they will ask you. Maybe, maybe not. But if 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 you think that this is the best this question, I mean, your answer for this question should include that,
Ah, yes, yes.
and it falls in the perfect time, then you can start mentioning that you are really eager and you are suitable for that position you're applying for. Okay.
Yes. And I guess the atmosphere, the interviewer's atmosphere is
Mhm.
does does not expect too much long
Mhm.
answer for me because it's only 10 minutes. So it would be better. I say two or three that two or three sentences for for each question. It
Yes,
would be
right.
yes, it would be
It
better.
should be brief and concise since you
Yes,
don't have
brief
much
and
time.
yeah, yes.
Okay. So, your I mean, the things that the interviewer would probably notice are first your facial expression, the sound of
Yes,
your voice when you
yes,
speak, and then your answer. Okay?
yes.
So if you sound boring, maybe you're not that much interested. But if you have
Yes.
like enough energy,
Yes. That's what I was thinking. May
hmm
if yes, if interviewer ask me more follow-up question, it means
hmm
that I can say more. But
yeah,
if he does not ask more, then I I should say kind of shortly
hmm
for the question.
that's why you have to be lively when during the
Yes.
interview. Not too
Yes.
lively. There should
Yes.
be an air of confidence and formality in
Yes.
your voice. And if the interviewer is really interested, he or she would probably ask you more follow up questions to keep the conversation going.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So later, we will have more time to talk about the other questions
Yes.
and then read. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll just continue later. And after all of the classes, you can start reading your corrections. Okay?
Yes. Thank you very much for your consideration. I really appreciate, and it's I'm really happy and glad to see you again. Actually,
Oh, you're
I have
welcome.
more something to tell you, but next class.
Okay, yes,
Yes,
we'll see each other later anyway. So see you
yes,
soon. Okay?
yes. See
Take
you
care.
soon. Yes,
Yeah, take a rest first.
yes. Take a last. Yeah.
Okay, bye for
Yes.
now.
Bye for now.